and welcome to episode 6 of our favourite Pokemon from each type series. This is our flying type episode, and you alright there, buddy?
Before I reveal who my favourite flying type is, let me tell you something. The fact that you might think that this Pokemon is on this list purely because of the way it looks, let me tell you something, I find that disrespectful. Let me tell you something. If you're disrespecting this Pokemon, he's gonna be sending out his gang of Murkrow to teach you guys a lesson. And let me tell you something, you don't want to be on the receiving end of a gang of Murkrow, so you better keep your mouth shut. Capiche? Let me tell you something. This is the Sinnoh Mafia bird we're talking about. And let me tell you something, this is Honchkrow.
So Honchkrow is my favourite flying type because it has one of the most badass designs of any Pokemon.
It just oozes style.
Oozes charisma.
Yeah.
With its hat, with its monocle, with its just general mafia look about
Does it have a monocle?
I think it, well, I don't know. It looks like it has a monocle.
It should have a monocle. If it doesn't, it needs a monocle. Mega Honchkrow monocle.
Yes.
So
You better give me that monocle, bitch.
Murkrow's always felt like very raggedy kind of looking. It looked a bit sort of downtrodden, which I suppose makes sense for crows. But this one's just like 100% buffs itself up. It makes total sense given the nature of how crows kind of act.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's very cool.
Yeah, and his moveset when it was first introduced in Gen 4 was pretty good actually.
Yeah!
Because Sucker Punch, that's a must on a Honchkrow, because it's the definition of glass cannon. Like, get your attacks in there, otherwise it'll be gone.
Yeah.
So get a Sucker Punch in there, but its speed is not terrible.
Yeah.
So you can boost its speed.
Is it quite wall breakery then?
Very much so. Its attack stat is 125.
Nice.
Its special attack is 105 as well.
That's still very, very usable.
Yeah, its speed does let it down. It's only at 71, but they're worse. I mean, it'll still have speed more than nearly every Pokemon in Gen 7.
You could do what I did with Decidueye. Yeah, well, talking about Gen 7, you could do what I did with Decidueye, because Decidueye's got very similar speed. Like a Choice Scarf on that thing, and it's really good.
Yeah.
Really, really good.
The Sucker Punch is a must. It gets access to Psychic, Superpower, and also Heat Wave.
That's super weird.
I know, a bit weird that it gets Heat Wave, that's quite strange, but it works.
Yeah. Is it very all-out attackery? Does it get any kind of support moves or anything like that? Or are you pretty much using it as a...
You'd pretty much be taking advantage of its high attack stat, so it gets a roost.
Yeah.
But it's too frail to take advantage of that, so just throw a load of attacks on there and bish bash bosh. It is the done. Your favourite flying type is a cop-out. Let's be honest. But it technically counts.
It counts. Look, when it Mega Evolves, it gets the Aerialate ability, which you could argue is the quintessential wind attack. But
it's a dragon.
It's a dragon, yeah. But see, I don't like birds, generally speaking. When it comes to Pokemon, I do like dragons. So I tend to stay away from flying types unless they've got that added dragon type edge.
Who's your favourite flying type then?
Salamence.
It is Salamence.
Now,
Salami Mince, as I like to call him.
Salamence is a pseudo-legendary. It's very much a case of very good stats all around. It's got good good attack and special attack, and it's got very good speed, and its defences are pretty good, and it gets Intimidate, and its move pool is amazing, attacking and defensively, and it gets a Mega Evolution.
Yeah.
It just so much stuff. It's so good. It does feel a bit noob cannon-y in that, if you can get one, then you can just whack whatever you need to on it, and her jobs are good, and you're probably fine. But
And the fact it got a mega evolution as well.
that
Come
mega
on, that's a bit
broken.
over the top.
Well, you're only salty just because I kept beating the crap out of you with one. It did get relegated to Ubers in Smogon lists as well, which...
Relegated to Ubers.
Yeah.
That's the top category of them all.
I see it as that way anyway. I'm more of an OUer. But I usually disagree with Smogon when it comes to their weird moving things to Ubers, but I understand. I totally get it, just because Salamence is awesome. It's really good.
Well, even Good Ninja got moved to Uber.
He did. I don't know how much I agree with that, but I can understand why they did anyway. Look at his design. It's a very strange one. Have you heard the theory about the whole Flygon Salamence thing?
Yeah, it's because it goes Bagon, Shelgon, and then Salamence.
Salamence, whereas it would make a lot more sense name-wise to go from Bagon to Shelgon to Flygon. There's a rumour that it got mixed up in the whole translation period, but design-wise it fits totally. You can see the whole shell on its belly. It makes total sense that it's going from like this thing. The dex entry for Bagon is like it wishes it could fly.
No.
It goes into a little larval stage and then turns into this awesome dragon. Some people don't really like it because it's a bit too dragon-y. It looks too much
It's
like
a simple design, actually.
Yeah, when you think about it, it really is. Its wings are all a bit weird as well. They're just red, sort of cardboard cutout looking things.
Although I probably would say its mega evolution kind of looks like a dragon mixed together with an angle grinder.
Yeah, it looks very. Well, it attacks like by spinning. Does quite a lot of its attacks. I think it's meant to be like a sort of crescent moon ninja star thing.
Use rapid spin.
Just cut up everything. Does it learn rapid spin? I don't think it does. It learns a lot of moves. It gets hydro pump at one point. It gets a hydro pump.
Well, that beats Ponchcrow's heat wave.
Yeah, well, yeah. I just love it. I absolutely adore it. I love its design. I love because
Its story.
its story. I love its stats. Its beautiful stats. I love its move pools. I just love it.
In no Mafia, though.
Hey, no Mafia. It's more legendary on top of a mountain rather than down in the streets.
Teaching you guys a lesson. Honourable mentions, Crobat.
Me too. Me too.
Crobat is an awesome
Really
Pokemon.
dig Crobat.
Yeah. Fast as all.
Yeah.
And but my favourite reason that I like Crobat is because I have a shiny of that version.
You do have a shine. It's pink and everything.
Lots of pink.
Lots of pank.
Yeah. And even more so, it was the perfect nature for me.
Did you get Jolly?
I got Jolly, yeah.
Son of a bitch.
So it's a Gen 3 Crobat. So yeah, I've managed to get it semi-competitively. But yeah, shiny Crobat was a good moment.
Pretty much every dragon type.
That is dragon flying.
There's a dragon flying. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Again, I told you I don't really use much in terms of birds. There are a couple others, but I'll save mentioning anything else for future episodes, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. As on its own, flying type doesn't really do it for me. But I do like me some Crobat.
Another honourable mention that I'd quite like to add for this particular type is Swellow.
Okay.
I think it's a particularly underrated Pokemon.
I've certainly not rated it very highly. But I suppose I know what you mean. I think the best way to use this one is you've got to status it, haven't you?
Guts Facade.
Guts Facade does actually smash quite a lot of holes in things. Yeah, you know what? I'll give you it. It's quite fast on its own as well, so if you could get a normal type attack out there, not bad, not bad.
Yeah, one of the best regional birds.
Personally, I prefer Staraptor, but I've never really used it either, so
Neither.
I can't really comment on it. If anything, it sounds like a bird that's right up your alley. It gets close combat.
I'd quite like to use Staraptor at some point. Ground resistance is useful.
Yeah, that just being able to swap into stuff that's that can just outright nullify ground, one of the most common moves in the game. But again, I prefer levitators. I prefer the ability to
Levitators
levitate
are pretty useful as well.
rather than flying. So yes, but nah.
Yeah.
Do you want to make them fight?
Let's make them fight. Salamence versus Honchkrow. It's not a question of whether Salamence can beat Honchkrow, but
How quickly
it
can
can
beat
beat
Honchkrow. Yeah.
So let's have a look.
You could argue you could try and use a sucker punch or something, but it's already weakened with Intimidate. You could maybe use a special move on. Does it get any kind of ice attacks? I don't know that.
Doesn't really matter because it's still quicker than Honchkrow anyway.
Do you reckon it can one-shot it?
Let's find out. So what sort of moves would you have on Salamence?
Well, there's a popular one to put things like Outrage on there. The most recent one, I'll admit, I did put Outrage on there. If I'm not running Mega Salamence, which would obviously have, like, I had Return and Double Edge on there, which is beautiful. I'd probably go with a standard to Salamence. I'd go with things like Dragon Claw, and Earthquake, and Fire Blast or Flamethrower. Your standard dragon setup, you know, you hit them with a dragon attack, anything that can't be hit with dragon hits ground, anything that can't be hit by ground gets hit by fire kind of thing.
Is it no Stone Edge?
I think it does. I think it does get Stone Edge. Actually, I've run a special attacking one in Generation 3, because obviously Dragon was special back in the day. So modern day Salamence, I've always wanted to do one that has like Dragon Pulse and, well, obviously like your Fire Blast on there. So honestly, because it can be run either way, but for the sakes of this list, I'd probably say Physical is its best bet, especially because obviously it's got... I've never really run a special attacking one that wasn't, because obviously I used Dragon Claw back in Gen 3, and Gen 3 was special, so it was a special attacking Dragon Claw. But yeah, I'd say probably using Outrage for this list, because I've had one which uses it. It's its best move, and let's be honest, Honchkrow's not surviving past 2 moves. Good God.
Wow, I just double checked that, and Sucker Punch barely does a third damage to Salamence. And Outrage will one-shot it.
Well, what was the stat?
I put it as Jolly.
You put it as Jolly. Adamant, yeah, it's going to one-shot.
So if Honchkrow thinks it stands a chance, forget about it!
Forget about it.
So that sums up our flying episode there. Next episode shall be the fantastic bug types.
Joke really bugged me.
Stay tuned. See you soon.
Hello and welcome to our episode 6 of our... What's the line?
Of our favourite Pokemon.
My favourite Pokemon site, yeah. Hello and welcome to episode 6 of our episodes of favourite Pokemon of each type series.
Do you want to try that again?
Damn it. Hello and welcome. Hello and welcome to episode 6 of our series, which is the book.
Have you ever thought about getting an auto cue?
Yeah, just for this one bit. This is why I don't do scripting. Like I just got told.
You have indeed.
Yeah, stick the boys in it.
120.
Yeah.
I'm going to double check on that.
Whack herself. Whack a choice. Bit of an odd one, but obviously I like my Gyarados, and Gyarados was a flying type.
Let's just forget about it.
Forget about it.
Forget about it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that again.